I'm building this game for 20 minutes every single day. I'll upload the progress every single Wednesday to show you how to go from an idea to a full release. The goal is to have a fully playable demo in 90 days for Steam Next Fest, and then after that, a full Steam release the weeks after. And here's the twist. For every single subscriber I gain during this series, I will increase the max population cap of the population in the city, so as this channel grows, the world and city becomes more alive. And every single week has their own goals. This is week 3. The goal for this week is to add more sounds and effects so that the game is ready to be recorded and used for GIFs and the trailer, because I want to get the Steam page up as fast as possible. The previous weeks have been kind of focused on core gameplay loop to work better and to make it look better in general with the visuals. Now the part left is adding those effects and sounds that make the world feel alive. Let's get into week 3 of this challenge. Now I did this actually the last week, so on day 7 after I record this, and I had some time to work on the game. And basically I wanted to improve the polish of the tile expansion. Before, it was pretty stale when you actually unlocked a new world expansion tile, where it basically just rose up from the water. Now, when a new land tile comes up, you can see the camera shakes. If we can catch it, maybe we'll try and catch this tile. There's an effect when the tile actually comes up with some waves splashing around. And if this is the first episode you're watching of this game is a game built on 3 words: tycoon, satisfying, and city. So the idea is that you place buildings, they have synergies, they earn you money, and you basically buy new buildings, you upgrade the buildings, you see the city become more and more alive, and then you build forever and ever a huge city out into the ocean. And as you earn more money, you unlock more tiles so that you can build an even bigger city. And there's supposed to be about 3 to 4, maybe even 5 levels of all these buildings. So basically, right now the people are only walking. I want to add so that they can also idle. And if they are idling, obviously other people shouldn't walk into them and clip with them. So I already have a bunch of idle animations imported from Synthi. I already brainstormed a bit with AI how this could be implemented, because I haven't really worked that much with animations before. So let's say, add real idle pauses to pedestrians. And everyone has different opinions about AI, but I think it's very efficient. But of course, you might not learn as much and you don't have as much awareness of the entire codebase. It implemented the pedestrian idle flow in pedestrian agent and pedestrian manager. Pedestrians now pause when a path ends. Pick a random idle clip from the manager list, override a single idle placeholder at runtime, and crossfade back to walking. So this sounds like there's gonna be a lot of idling, but I guess we'll see how it actually looks before we judge. So I guess we don't really need a ton of different clips to see how it works, so let's just... It is not a long idle, so maybe we want to increase the duration of the idles, and this also happens apparently. So we have someone idling right over here, so now they might be idling for a bit too long. But I mean, it actually works, so that's a really good start. They really like to walk into each other, like right here, he just gets stuck and has no idea where to go. It's already been about 25 minutes, but we'll keep working on the animation tomorrow probably, or I might do it a bit later today without recording. So today I'm gonna keep working on the animations first off, so that we have some more other animations and they feel a little bit better. Then I'm going to get started on the industrial smoke effect, so that there's smoke coming up from the chimneys in the industrial area. The problem right now is when people start idling, they might just collide with each other. You can see here they're kind of colliding with each other, but they're not idling, so it's not that bad. And here we have someone idling and everyone gets stuck. Now that's kind of what I want to avoid. And there's a bit too many people idling, to be honest with you. That's also what I'm trying to change up. Path completion no longer always forces an idle. It now controls chance. And A star now treats reserved cells plus idling agents as temporary blockers. There we had 2 people almost colliding and they kind of turned around, which might, well, it is better. Yeah, we have right there. They try and repath if they collide. And here they got stuck. The walk animation is still stuck, so that might need to be fixed. Because, yeah, right here, there's just a blockage. People can't walk past. Here we also have a blockage, so it doesn't work flawlessly. But at least they're no longer clipping. I actually want to try an experiment. So right now, there's a max cap of 60 agents. So what happens if I change this to like 500? Will the game lag like crazy? Or will the game actually work? Or will the blocks just fill up so much that every single AI is blocked and can't go anywhere? So they should be able to spawn 500 people in this block, although it takes some time, of course. Animations are not working because I'm trying to fix them right now. There might be some problems like with this intersection right here. People are getting kind of blocked. The game does seem to actually be slowing down a bit. It's starting to lag. Now it might be because I have like 100 other applications open. This is obviously not built for this many people. So now we have an updated animation system. So people should only be walking when they're actually walking, or I guess this happens when they're not walking. We have to actually assign this idle placeholder instead of having it as an idle placeholder. So we'll just assign the base one right now, and really that should make it work. If these people collide, they do just stop and then walk around each other. That's exactly how we want it. The animations do work as intended right now. And that's all the time I had for today. It's already been 30 minutes of work. Today I've been kind of thinking a little bit about the changes to the pedestrian system from yesterday. Well, now the people can't clip, and I did do some changes after recording where I basically made so that they don't walk when they're standing still, and that the system is a bit more performant so that it does more local lookups, like finding all the people around the person trying to walk, instead of checking every single person in the world. What I'm thinking is, should they really not be clipping? Because right now, there's a lot of people walking here, and the problem is they kind of get stuck and just don't really know where to go. They might turn around, they might go to the side, or the player is not really supposed to be down here looking how they walk. If compared to City Skylines, there's all the people there clip, but they're also not as detailed, or as you can't zoom in as much on them. So I might reconsider the actual system so that they can actually clip instead of blocking it, just to make it flow a bit better. But I'm going to think about that. And today I'm going to keep on working by moving on to the audio manager so that I can actually add sounds. And let's say, create a new audio manager for this game. And we'll send that and see what it can do. I provided a pretty extensive instruction here, so hopefully it can make it into a nice to-do list and make sure everything works as it should. So basically, we want the normal play sound, which just plays a sound if you call it. There's an enum that you can call and you say play sound like footstep, and it plays that sound from any other script. Then we want the ambient sounds that kind of loop and can also decrease and increase in volume. We want the random interval sounds that plays at random times, like maybe some distant industry noise or something like that. And then of course we also want music that can be changed between scenes, so we have the main menu music or we have the game world music. And now we can add our sound effects, our music, our ambience, and our random interval sounds, and also change our volumes for all of them. To try this out, let's actually go and find some sounds. And I usually get my sounds from something like Pixabay, maybe from just my library of sound effects I have already gathered up. Now we have two different sounds. We have a hammering nail and a sandpaper. I'm going to use when a building is placed and built up. So actually we want to go into the script and add, we have building place, nail, and we'll have building place, sandpaper. And now we also have to actually call the play sound effect. So if we go into the placement system, we'll do audio manager .instance.play sound, and we'll play the building place nail, and it's very low, but there is definitely a sound being played. So the volume is already maxed out. So I guess the problem probably was the 3D mode that we have. We have a spatial blend. So basically I just added some min distance and max distance so that you can actually hear it from further away. Because before, the spatial blend didn't really have a minimum or max distance. Let's see if the new audio manager works with the 3D changes. Go off, it does get slightly lower. The sandpaper might be a bit too long too. It's been about 30 minutes. So what I already done today is try and fix more of the sounds. So first you can loop the sound effects for like factory loops that are gonna be on the buildings. I have optimized the sounds to actually make more sense. So if you place a building, it sounds a lot more balanced than it did before. Now, right now, I'm struggling with trying to get the factory loop actually working when you get close to the building. And I think I just realized what the problem actually is, because I call it to play the sound, but I don't actually set the position. So let's just do that. We'll have transform.position as the position. Because before it was literally just spawning at 0, 0. Now, if we go close enough to the factory, it is actually making some sound. And if you're far away, you can't hear it at all. So basically, as you zoom in, you should be able to hear it more and feel that there's more things happening in the city, basically. So I want that for basically every single building, and it shouldn't take up much space. It should be quite low. So we might just change this to like 0.3 or something. And now I have also, from this asset pack, gotten some music tracks. I'm not really sure if this is the style I want to go for. It's just kind of cozy vibe. We're just here chilling, we're building a city. Nothing crazy about it. That's kind of the vibe I wanted it to convey. But I think I'm going to add at least one more sound effect before today's done, which I've already added here, build place effect, which add a subtle little click when you place a building. Now that we add it in the script, in the enum, we can just go in here, we'll put in our building place effect. Then we also, of course, want to play this. So in the placement system, we'll go in here. We might have to add a coroutine or something here later to actually, well, make sure that they are played in the right order and that the click kind of comes before any of the other ones. So maybe there's just a few milliseconds delay. Because right now, all of them just kind of play on top of each other. So now, if you place a building, there is a little bit of a click, a little bit of thump. Basically, we have improved the audio manager a bit and also added a few new sounds. So we'll see how we work on this tomorrow. Today, I'm going to tackle something that I've kind of been procrastinating on. And that is the building upgrade animation. The idea is that the building upgrade animation will have particles that go around the entire building. So every edge, there's some sort of like, not really flame, but sparkle, I guess you could say, or trade or speed thing that goes up on all sides, that is kind of orange, and it upgrades. And maybe some sort of bounce or camera shake that also adds that extra bit of depth. And for this, I'm actually going to try something that has been in Unity for quite a long time, but is only in the beta. And that is the Unity AI. And I'm going to try and see if it can actually build a good looking particle system, or I might try using my coding AI to create a particle system. Now, I have already tried the Unity AI on a different project, like last week, because I was interested in how it worked, but it was not that reliable. Sometimes when you sent a message, nothing really happened. Create a new prefab for a particle system that should be spawned when a building is upgraded. This particle system should be like a ring around the building. This Unity AI has context over the entire project. It can create assets, it can create code. I believe it can create animations too. I think it can do most things in Unity. I haven't worked that much with it, but we'll see what it can do now. This is what the Unity AI came up with. Not really what I had in mind, but I mean, I guess we could try it and see how it actually looks. And I also am thinking if it's worth adding more kinds of effects. Like now we have the camera shake, but maybe I'll also have to add some sort of chromatic aberration. I'm not sure if it fits into the game, but it is a normal effect people usually use in games. I used the particle system effects workflow and wired upgrade VFX end to end. There's now an error with the Unity AI, because now we can't even start the game. We'll try restarting Unity. A bad thing about AI, it apparently breaks your entire project. I actually had this issue with my other Unity AI testing project. What fixed it was just straight up deleting the library folder. And I mean, if I have to do that after every single time I use AI, I don't think it's a tool I want to keep using at all. So I've literally been sitting for about 20 minutes now outside from the other work I did, trying to get this project back up and deleting the library folder, seeing if the errors disappear. I did take a backup right before I started with using Unity AI because I knew it had caused problems for me before. So I do have a backup, but I would like to get this one working. It doesn't seem like I will be able to do that today. Hopefully I will have gotten it working tomorrow and we can finish off the building upgrade effect. I've been sitting for about 20 minutes already, before even recording this, trying to fix the building upgrade animation. I made one with Unity AI, which was not that good, so I tried doing one with Codex, ChatGPT's model, but that wasn't that good either. So right now, if you press upgrade, you can see there's the slight effect. Now, it's a bit better than nothing, but not really that impressive. And I've also fixed the project, as you can see, of course, since yesterday. I just had to remove some old versions of the Unity AI and the project worked again. I'm kind of tired of working on the upgrade animation, so I'm just gonna move on for now and work on some park synergies. Basically, I want the parks to not actually make any money on their own. I just want them to boost all the buildings around them. And this should obviously hide the block information UI and not show a hover right over it. I just need some small win to just get some motivation back. Change the money generation of the buildings so that if a building SO has 0 base income, it shouldn't show the hover pill. And really, I'm not sure about this because before I was thinking that I should have maybe 4 levels of each building, but now I'm thinking that maybe the park block should only have one single upgrade so that you can't actually interact with it. It's just there, it boosts all the buildings and gives them synergies, which makes it a bit simpler. But the question is it being simple a good thing or a bad thing? I'm going to be playtesting with some friends very soon to see if the game is actually enjoyable to people. And then I'm also going to get to work on the actual Steam page with some screenshots and stuff like that. As you can see, there's no hover pill over the park, which is what we want, and if I click, there's no block information coming up. Now we don't have any synergies for the park yet, so let's actually fix that. And I mean I think the range should be pretty short, maybe like 2 blocks, so we'll say 60, and maybe the modifier should be small. And then we go into the synergy manager and we add a park X all, so it should boost every single building with a plus 10% multiplier. So does it actually boost the other buildings? Because it's boosting the actual parks. We don't want it to boost the actual parks. So let's add the commercial here, we'll add industrial, and we'll add residential. And now it should only boost those and not other parks, because other parks don't make any money, so there's no reason boosting them. It does say plus 10% over itself. I think I might have made it the wrong way around. Let's see if it actually boosts the production or if there's some sort of bug in the synergy. Buildings that receive this energy. Yeah, I think I've made this the wrong way around. So the park, so now if we try placing a park, it says plus 10% on the commercial zone. That's great. And if we place a residential, it says plus 10% on residential. We try placing another park, then it boosts all the other ones. So I had it turned around. And I think I'm going to fix a bug that has been since I added an economy manager. That the current money changed doesn't actually show the starting money with 1,000. So really, we should only be able to go into the economy manager and we'll say on money changed, current money. And I think that should hopefully fix it. And no, it did not. I just needed to fix so that it subscribed to the right event because it wasn't actually subscribed to the money changed event. It was just subscribed to money spent and money earned. And now I would like to experiment a bit with the actual effects because obviously AI is not good enough. So I'm going to try and see if I could build something instead. Maybe get removed a bit faster. We want them to be quite a bit faster too, I think. And there should only be a burst. We probably want color over lifetime. Maybe some orange would look nice. and that this basically comes up on every single edge when you actually upgrade a building. I think that might actually look better than the other ones. Maybe we don't really want the circles, and maybe we also want it to actually fade out a bit better, so that it doesn't just disappear, so we'll have a size over lifetime. That does actually look pretty good. I think that might work as an upgrade effect. It's better than both the other ones. So this week has been an insanely productive week. We have added a new audio manager. There's multiple new sounds, so when you place a building, it's 3 different sounds that play and make it more immersive. And also, there's an effect now on the industry area where there's smoke coming out of the chimney, and the people actually have a idle animation. They do not collide with each other anymore, although I might also change that back because they might get stuck. Then we also updated the parks today, where they only synergize with everyone else and doesn't produce money on their own. With the audio manager, there's also music now, which I do quite like. It's grown on me as I play the game. Overall, I think it's been a really productive week, and I can't wait to get started on the next week. See you then.